Today we're going to be talking about what's wrong with America. What happened to the greatest country in the world? Everybody sees it, everybody feels it, but you're not allowed to talk about it. This is going to be a conversation that YouTube and Google and this man doesn't want you to hear, and he doesn't even want me to talk about. You see, this man is a monster. This whole conversation today is going to be revolving around monsters that are so horrible that they have destroyed our country. Sheldon Adelson from Las Vegas. This is a man who has literally tricked Americans all over the country to come to his casino, leave their money with him, and then what does he do with that money? This is a story of a monster. I'm telling you, when this man grew up, he grew up in the greatest country in the world. This country gave this man everything. And what does he do in return? He screws us royally. I'm going to tell you a story about how this man is helping kill free speech in America. Free speech is dead in the Western world, and this is the monster who's helping it happen. What really makes me angry is when this man grew up in this great country gave him everything. This great country literally made him the richest man in the country, one of them. And what does he do to turn around and show his gratitude? Does he make factories to build things? Does he build factories? Does he make stores that sell anything constructive? Does he make cars? Does he make sewing machines? No. He tricks you to come to his casino. His games are rigged for him to win. You leave the money to him, and then that money is taken and given to politicians to take away your free speech. His money, literally every single penny that he's ever stolen from you and I, is then turned around to then trample on our rights. Do you think this is a good man? No, I'm going to tell you again. You are looking at one of the most evil monsters in the world. To take money from Americans. Americans all over the country came and literally gave him billions and billions of dollars. And what did he do with it? He took that money and went to Asia with it. Every single penny that Americans gave him, he invested it in Macau, Asia. He gives it to newspapers to spill lies. He gives it to politicians to bribe them to make stupid laws to take away our rights. I'm telling you, this is a monster, and that leads us to today's story. The Intercept. The Intercept newsletter, I'm not sure if you've ever heard about it. It seems to be a really great website. They've come out with a story in the last few days, which I thought was very, very interesting. What it amounts to, what this story is trying to tell me, is free speech is dead in the Western world. And like I said, Sheldon Adelson is one of the main architects of this new world agenda to stamp on our rights, to literally destroy America from within. This story starts off with how the UK government is making it illegal to boycott Israel. See what's happening. There's a movement with the young people today. See, the young people are not stupid. The young people have been trampled on very badly with horrible public schools, and the young people understand they're not getting the education, they don't even have a chance in this world. That's why they're all gravitating towards Bernie Sanders. Feel the burn, because Bernie Sanders is telling them one thing over and over and over. The system is corrupt. You're looking at the man who corrupted the system. I'll give Bernie Sanders that much. Bernie Sanders is staying on message. He keeps on saying over and over and over to these young people, the system is corrupt. And the young people, you don't have to tell them that. They already know it. And again, this story from The Intercept is about how these governments are controlled by people like Sheldon Adelson. And you see, Sheldon Adelson, I'm going to be picking on him today because he's a monster. He's one of the biggest, ugliest monsters I've ever seen. But let's not forget, he's only one of the monsters. There's a dozen more of them that look just like him. Some of them even have more money than him. George Soros, and I'm not even going to go into the names. There's at least 12 of them. Some of them are hidden. Some of them are out there. Sheldon Adelson is so stupid, he puts his ugly mug out there for the world to see because he thinks he's special, when we all know he's nothing but a monster. Again, I'm going to try to stay on focus today. This story, which is coming out of The Intercept, this story which I'm trying to share with you, is how these monsters like Sheldon Adelson are trying to knock down our free speech rights, actually make it illegal for us to boycott Israel. Where's it going to come down to? If they can make laws that say, okay, we're going to throw you in prison if you try to boycott Israel. What's the next step? Oh, don't boycott General Motors because General Motors is our friend. Cannot boycott General Motors. Oh, Walmart, no, don't boycott Walmart because they're our friends. Where does it stop? We're going down a slippery road here when we let monsters like this tell us what we can do. This video today is to help everybody understand. I'm not going to let this monster tell me what to do. I don't care what laws they make up in their dreamland utopia, because in this great country, if we go back to the Constitution, if we go back to some of the great Supreme Court justices who gave us nullification rights, gave us nullification laws, I like to bring that up every so often. Even though these assholes want to make some of the most worst laws in the world, nullification tells us. Our founding fathers gave us nullification laws and rights that we don't have to abide by their silly laws. So this is a message to monster Sheldon Adelson. You can make all the silly laws up you want, but Americans don't have to follow your laws if they're not just, if they're not right, if they're not under common law, if they're not under natural law. We don't have to follow your rights or your laws. We don't have to follow your illegal laws. They're not only unjust laws, they're illegal under the American Constitution. Look at this stuff. These guys with their money are telling, they have Florida now under their belt. They have all these states. They have New York. They have Florida. 35 states are thinking about making it illegal for you to boycott Israel. And where does it stop? Where does it stop? What's the next step? Oh, you're not allowed to boycott the Venetian Hotel either. No, if Americans ever think about boycotting the Venetian Hotel, well, forget about it, because Sheldon Adelson will tell Marco Rubio to pass a bill that says, okay, American, you're not allowed to boycott the Venetian. If you do, you'll be punished by 10 years in a state penitentiary, or make that under federal law. Okay, is this a joke? We're talking about a monster who thinks he controls America. If we let this monster, and look at this, this is the most pathetic, ugliest monster I've ever, if we let this monster control America, well, America, the Republic, is dead, if it's not already dead. This man should probably be in prison. Anybody with that kind of power who thinks he can tell Americans what to do and he's not even elected, there's probably millions of people like me out there who think this guy should be under a citizen arrest. There should be 100,000 patriots walk into the Venetian Hotel and arrest this man under a citizen's arrest, deliver him to the FBI personally and say, if you don't put this man in jail, America will collapse. Oh, so you don't care if America collapses, you say, huh, FBI? Well, let me give you this little tidbit. If America collapses because 100 million Americans don't have a job, well, who's going to pay your pension? So here's something that the FBI and the CIA and the NSA, all these assholes, they're going to have to understand one thing. If they expect their pension to be paid 20 years from now, they're going to have to listen to you and they're going to have to listen to me. Because if we want this monster in jail because he's not taking his billions of dollars and making factories with them, And he's taking those billions of dollars and he's going to China with it. And he's going to Macau with it. And he's giving it to Marco Rubio. See, this is how America will collapse. And kiss your pensions goodbye, FBI. You see, so this is natural law, I'm telling you right now. This is common law. This is my law. This is American law. And that's why I say, FBI, walk into the Venetian Hotel, arrest Sheldon Adelson on behalf of the American people because he has not put one single penny of his billions and billions of dollars into any factories that make shoes, socks, sewing machines, nothing. He has destroyed America, and now here we sit with 100 million Americans with no job out of the workforce. Remember, forget about the unemployment number. The unemployment number is a joke. You think the unemployment number has me on that list? No, they don't have me on that list, and I don't have a job. You know why I don't have a job? Because of Sheldon Adelson. Yeah, lots of people out there think I'm crazy. Well, you know what, Mr. Von Mueller? There ain't no law out there to put Sheldon Adelson in jail. You're in some sort of fantasy world, Von Mueller. There ain't no law out there. He's broken no laws. Yeah. So you say. He's broken none of their laws. But let me tell you again the laws that he's broken against me, against my people. He's taken the money that he's stolen from the Venetian casino. He's taken the money, sent it to China, sends it to Marco Rubio, and like I said, I don't have a job today because of this monster. If this monster just took $50 million, just $50 million, and made a factory, maybe I would have a job making shoes, making nice shoes, and I wouldn't have to wear Chinese shoes that fall apart in 3 months. See, that's breaking my rights. When I have to buy a pair of Chinese shoes for $20 and they fall apart in 2 months, you've done something wrong to me, Sheldon Adelson. No, Sheldon Adelson should have took some of these millions of dollars, made a factory, put me to work making shoes, and guess what? 100 million Americans would not be out of work. This is breaking natural law. This is breaking common law. And for God's sake, it's breaking my law. Okay then. Well, I've gone off on a rant. I went too far. I know that. Americans get emotional when they don't have any job. Americans get emotional. They go and they boycott, they protest. And like I said, this story is about this story that The Intercept put up there. It's called The Greatest Threat to Free Speech in the West, Criminalizing Activism Against Israeli Occupation. So I hope I got my point across. All these people who control all the money, remember, it all ties into the Federal Reserve System. Sheldon Adelson could not have built these billion-dollar casinos if he wasn't involved in the Federal Reserve System. He's a friend. They're all friends. And now they're coming down upon us with their jackboot, and Americans have to stand up. I hope I got my point across. But I will leave you with this. Sheldon Adelson is also in contact with people like CIA and the FBI, and they also attack people like me. When I tell you the truth, they attack me, and I want to let people know out there. If you've tried to sub to my channel, if you've tried to subscribe to me and YouTube won't let you, that's because people like Sheldon Adelson, the NSA, the CIA, and the FBI, they're all collaborating together in this grand conspiracy to keep all us patriots down. I want to let you know that if you make a comment on one of my videos and it doesn't show up, it's not me that's doing it. YouTube has 1,000 different ways they're attacking us patriots. What I've come up with, many people are sending me emails now that say, oh, I tried to sub to your channel many times. YouTube won't let me. That doesn't surprise me. Sheldon Adelson and his group of criminals are coming down upon us patriots. But I just want to give a disclaimer out there. What I'm really concerned about is a lot of people make comments and they don't end up on the video. And I'll tell you what YouTube's trick is. If that comment has anything bad to say about Sheldon Adelson and his group of criminals, that comment goes right to the spam folder. You see right here, spam. So a lot of times I'm not on the computer. So all your comments go to the spam, go over here to the spam folder. And they sit there until I can go ahead and approve them. Now I did not send them that to the spam folder. YouTube did because the comment wasn't approved by YouTube. And then I have to go ahead and I look at the comment in the spam, then I go ahead and approve it. So you could make a comment and it may not show up for a day because it took me a day to find it. Just letting you know, a disclaimer that YouTube is playing all the tricks in the book against us patriots. But I will leave YouTube, and I'll leave Sheldon Elderson, and I'll leave all these other criminals with one little fact. In the end, we will win because there's 200 million of us, and there's just a tiny half a dozen of you people. Think about that again, Sheldon Elderson. There's 200 million of us, and there's only 12 of you. So take your money and run to Mumbai, and run to Mumbai quickly. And I say goodbye to you.